is my little sanctuary, my little skunk works where
Your beat laboratory?
yeah, it's where I do stuff. I tinker most of the days in here, prototyping and doing all kinds of stuff. It's obviously it's empty right now and messy because we had so much crazy stuff trying to get deadlines done for Bike Week.
Oh, the KISS bike. The KISS bike.
Oh yeah, it's still
Yeah.
here. Yeah, it's a fun bike to ride. It's great bike, but they just since the COVID and the canceling of the concert tour and stuff, they just haven't known what to do with it really.
Will you
So-
light it up for me?
Yeah, I'll do that. So, I don't know if it's the cool thing about it is one, it only plays KISS music. Yeah,
Of course.
very loud KISS music.
Of course.
Yeah, they had to have a great stereo on it, and then it also, I think the battery's up and everything. Oh, so yeah.
Only KISS music. Yeah.
But then, of course, when we met with the guys, Mr. Simmons wanted it to. When he said, when I see it, I want it to evoke a feeling like I would have seeing one of my concerts. So we flew in and saw one of their concerts to get the feeling of the fire pots and the blood and the great music and the costumes and the
Yeah.
And so we did everything we could. So it's not hooked up right now, but when I turn on, when I turn on the lights, his eyes light up. That's his boot. That's a version of his boot. And then it puts on
like
this.
the KISS boot.
It puts on this whole light show. And then back here, look at this. So back here is they're performing
That's
and the
crazy.
fire pots are going off and yeah. So it's all controlled on a Halloween prop controller that we outfitted it with. So yeah, it's pretty fun. And then it blows smoke out of the nose of his boot. Yeah, it blows. It'll make a hole it'll dry ice the whole place. And we wanted
How did you it's like it's in the paint.
It is in the paint. Yeah, it's crazy. So what we did is there's a guy in he's Kansas or Kentucky. I can't remember where he is, but his company's called Gator Glass. And what he does is he forms acrylic panels to the shape of the tank. So I sent him the tank, and he made these acrylic panels. And then behind the acrylic panels, it's fitted with COBs, with chip lights. Yep. So and then there's wires, coming out of the back of it. So I plotted out the graphics, and then he sends it back to me with this big white screen basically on it. And then we do the body work to French in the little edge because it's very thin. And then we just paint our graphics over it. So you're actually looking at, that's the white screen, and it's backlighting that image, right? And then we wanted them to flash and do rock concert stuff. So there's something called a boo box, and it's what people use for Halloween props, like to make things go off. And we fitted it into the side cover, and then you go on a laptop and you make it dance. Yeah. So yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's super cool. I've never seen a bike like this. But how did you? I mean, I don't know how did you, but how did the idea or concept of the KISS bike come?
Well, so I had a relationship with the CEO of Morongo Indian Casino in California, and we did a lot of bikes for them and parties and slot machine giveaway bikes and all kinds of stuff with them. He was a great customer and supporter of ours, and he was doing a big promotion with KISS and a concert tour and multiple shows at his casino, and he wanted to have a KISS bike as part of the promotion. So he said, KISS is playing here, we all went out to Morongo, saw the KISS concert, then we met with the band afterwards and got their input. And Gene Simmons was super, he's like, I want it to feel like, this our concert, right? And then he started sending me, they have books, like almanacs called Kisstory, right? And I got these books, and it told me all about the band and all about their history, stuff I had I knew what, about KISS, I knew about all their, and they were legendary, but there's all this stuff I didn't know, and that's where all these graphics came from. All these graphics were from their comic books. So they had a whole comic book series that was incredibly popular, and it was Urban Myth was when they'd go to run a new launch of comic books that they would all go and prick their fingers and drop their blood into the ink. And so each comic book had real KISS DNA in it, but we did. So I hired a guy, he did all this with a Sharpie. Yeah, it's all done. He did it all, he drew it all with a Sharpie. It's all hand done with a Sharpie, and then clear coated over it. It's all inspirations from their comic books. We got a bunch of graphics from their comic books, and then all of this stuff. You can touch that primary cover. Touch his face.
It's engraved?
It's engraved. Yeah. So all of that. We have a wonderfully talented gentleman that lives in town, Hanro Studios. Hank Robinson. He's a vet and he does all kinds of incredible. He engraves entire trucks for Ford, aluminum bodied trucks. He engraves the whole truck. It's crazy what he does, but he does all of this with a Dremel, just one strike at a time. He just sits there and
Really?
does. Look at the wheels and all the engraving is hand done by him, and it was really fun with them because like they didn't give me a budget. They let me do what I wanted to do. I got to make rock and roll crazy leather stud stuff and microphone grips and we spun that the Derby cover is their #1 single.
The record.
Yeah, and it has the little 45 insert and everything. So we got to have a lot of fun making the claws on his boot, making his whole boot from scratch, and it was really a very fun project.
That's crazy.
Yeah. And we wanted it to blow flames. We wanted it to blow fire out of it, but his management company was like, no. Yeah.
That was the one
They
restriction.
were worried if somebody wrangled it, other than me, that somebody would burn a building down or something.
How much does that bike end up costing?
This bike, I think, was close to $250,000. Yeah.
And that seems like a deal to me.
It was a lot of work.
Yeah,
it was a
a
lot of
work.
And I'll tell you, it's super fun to ride. They did a toy run, a KISS toy run in LA, and they asked if we would bring the bike down and ride it, and I said, not a KISS costume, but I will ride it.
Has Gene Simmons ever rode this? Is he a rider? Is he got a?
Not to my knowledge. Yeah, not to my knowledge. The bike's been out of my control at a few different points, so I don't know. But as far as I know, he was not a rider. He's just passionate about everything.
Gene
KISS.
Simmons.
Yeah,
He can be whatever he wants to be.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly right. So
Yeah.
I thought, Paul, you were going to say when you were telling that blood story, I thought you were going to be like, I got Gene Simmons' blood and I put it in the bin.
No. That would have been a weird ass.
Dude, I know, but I was like, oh my God, is that where this is going right now?
No, but there's a picture somewhere I saw. He's like in that History book, I think. I'll show you. The book is crazy. And this is that book I was telling you about. This is the History
That's crazy.
book. Is that crazy? And look at this. I mean, now you can see where the artwork, comes from.
Yeah.
That's comic,
Yeah.
and this is just all them. It's all it's just their whole history.
Cult following.
It's crazy. Yeah, biggest money-making band in history. Bigger than the Beatles, bigger than Elvis.
Where does that rank for you? Like top 5? Is that like one of the ones you're most proud of, or you think the most badass you've done?
So there's certain bikes I think that bikes sing to me for different reasons. So that bike was a feather in my cap, wanted to be commissioned to build it, and by who it was commissioned by, and to be involved with the project was very satisfying. It was super fun to make a crazy, kooky KISS bike. I certainly wouldn't get up in the morning and think, this is what I'm going to do today. But it was super fun to take it on. And we've had a few other, I'd probably call it like a corporate build, I guess you'd call it, because it has a theme. So we did the Diamondbacks bike for our baseball team. The governor of Arizona commissioned me to build a copper chopper, which was
that the 100th or 150th?
It was our centennial. It was our state centennial, and the governor hired me to build this for them to celebrate the state centennial. So this was the centennial mascot. It got taken all over the state, shown at all these schools, shown all over the place, and then for the centennial celebration, what's his name? Oh my God, I can't believe I'm gonna forget his name. Famous country singer that is from here. He has bars in Scottsdale named after him. Oh my God, let me stop thinking about it, it'll come to me. Okay. Anyway, me and him led a ride of 6,000 bikes from Mesa into the Capitol and filled all the streets of the Capitol with this. Yeah, it was amazing. So it was super cool. And then it went in it was displayed at the airport for a year or something. They had it in an art museum in the airport. Yep. And that's it. That's my little world.
Well, you have a full day. I appreciate you taking the time.
No problem.
Like and subscribe if you know what's good for you.